his mouth, his poor mouth. Like, I know I
The mouth.
messaged you when he got hit in Florida.
I know
I
you're
was
so
like
sweet.
freaking out.
You always said you wanted braces, you never got them. Like now you can just get like all fake teeth. Your smile's gonna be great. Like you basically are like starting from scratch and like now I'm just like I'm so sorry. Like I don't even know
Oh my
what to say to you
gosh.
at this point.
All right, welcome to Never Offside. Today we have an amazing guest, Kylie McAvoy. She is just so connected in the hockey world via her husband, her dad, the whole family. It's wild, and they just took home gold at the Olympics for Team USA. So much to talk to her about, which is great. So that'll be coming up. But for now, we had some busy weeks, Julie.
We had
Very busy weeks, very different but kind of similar hockey weeks. But I want to hear all about it. Tell me about your first trip to see Jeff on his new team.
Yeah. Excuse my appearance and sound. I am currently battling the what I think is the flu. And having that with 4 kids, traveling back from like a travel day from hell yesterday really is painting my whole week in a bad light. We had like literally the travel day from hell yesterday. And then I got yelled at on the plane by a witch of a woman who was sitting in front of us. And I almost fought her. Like I was like, but my boys need me. I can't
Like
get
about the
arrested.
boys? Was it like being
Blake was just 3 years old and he was
Yeah.
talking on the airplane. And this woman slammed her body into her seat 4 times, like threw a temper tantrum, almost smashed Bowen's face by her. It was awful. And then she was yelling at me like curse words, all this. It was bad.
Okay.
I started fighting back with my words. And,
Mama Bear came out?
and she was sitting with her like teen daughter, and I was like, I hope you were perfect as a child. Like, I hope you're perfect, and I hope when you're blessed with kids one day, they're perfect too, because their grandmother sucks. Anyways, that's what I ended with.
So how was the game?
Anyways, that's it. If y'all can't tell, it's like I'm in a mood right now.
Yeah,
but,
Julie's battling the flu, so but I do want to hear. I want to hear all about the arena.
Okay, so we went to Minnesota. The moral of the story is we went to Minnesota. It was my boys' spring break, and it just so happened to line up with Minnesota, like a great homestand for Jeff and them, and so it was perfect.
Yep.
We just hopped on a flight on Tuesday and got up there, and we stayed at the Mall of America, which people who are from Minnesota are like, oh my gosh, like, you know, like it's kind of like cringy. And I'm like, you guys, I inadvertently just planned the best spring break of my kids' entire life because they had the time of their life. Like,
when you called me, we were just going over guests, and when you called me and you're like, have you ever been to the Mall of America? I was like, is that where you are right now? Are you on a roller coaster at the indoors?
essentially, yes. It might have given me the flu, but I will take the rest of the week as a win because you just get up in your hotel room, you just go down to floor 2 and walk into a kid's like heaven.
Yeah.
Like we
Fun.
did escape rooms, we did the theme park, we did the aquarium, we did putt-putt. Every food imaginable. We ate Annie Ann's every single day. Like, these kids lived their best life. And honestly, I mean, Disneyland or Mall of America, same. So,
That's some tea. There you go, everyone.
yeah. So, I mean, if you can't, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know why anybody would like plan this as their vacation, but it really was like from ages 3 to 10 was like the best vacation that my kids could have dreamt of.
I mean, it sounds perfect. So how was the team welcoming? How was the arena?
Yes. Team was great. I'm trying to think when they played. We didn't go to every game, just because with kids too. Yeah. And like we went to our first game. I can't even remember the days anymore. Arena, everything is great. The team, their team service girl is like lights out. She basically held my hand the entire trip and was like literally sending me just like every little detail I needed.
Nice.
And then the first game we went to, the boys were going crazy in the family room, and I'm like a bit stressed, just of like, okay, the first impressions, guys, like
Yeah.
they're playing
Don't be
mini
crazy.
sticks,
Don't
like
be
right
crazy.
in the middle of the room, and like all of a sudden, I had a little starstruck moment actually, which I don't typically get this way, but my sister-in-law grew up a Dallas Stars fan and a huge Mike Modano fan, and he's been kind of like in my feed lately with like Patrick Kane getting, passing his record with, the U.S. stat. And my kids are going ham with like the Bogosian kids and all the other kids playing mini sticks in the family room. And just right beside me is Mike Modano and his kids just eating dinner. And I'm like sitting there like, oh no. Oh no. Like, oh my gosh. And he just kind of like laughed at me. Blake had no shoes on, had ripped his jersey off. Like he was just like going back to the M&M jar, like going crazy. And I was like just literally throwing him over my shoulder. He's like, how's it going? I was like, could be better. And I'm just literally thinking like, this is Mike Modano.
I love you.
I'm not even introducing myself right now, but I know who you are. And I'm like, I'm not even going to let you know. But I mean, my kids.
Now he's going to know.
Now he knows. But I was dying, and I texted my sister-in-law, like, you would have died. My first impression with Mike Modano, he's like, my kids are batshit crazy and feral.
Speaking of starstruck, did the boys meet Quinn?
So they did not meet Quinn. They did not. I don't know if they did, but I was trying to get so we did go to practice one day. We went to their practice rink, which the practice rink is the most beautiful rink. It's like on the 5th floor of a building in downtown St. Paul.
That's
I
cool.
posted a picture, and there's like glass windows everywhere, like looking out. It was the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen.
How does that even work with ice? Like
I don't even, I had so many questions.
Yeah.
But after practice, Jeff took them into the locker room, and they met a bunch of the guys in there. But I'm not sure what. But Jeff,
I think you would have heard from the kids if they met Quinn.
I think I would have. I do know they met Boldy, and I'm just not really recollecting everybody who they
a blur of a week.
a blur
if
of
you
a
will.
week, but there's a couple of the new guys like Fabry and Nick Foligno are in the hotel with Jeff. So every night not every night, but after games they're going to have like a glass of wine together in the lobby, like to wind down. And Boyd went down with Jeff the last night we were there. And he's like, he knows Robbie Fabry from Detroit, and they have their little bond. But he's like, Mom, I just really love Nick Foligno. He might be my new favorite, one of Dad's teammates. So I was like, that was
Very
so cute.
Aw,
Yeah,
it.
so it was great. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get back up there when it makes sense for our schedule. And it's going to be just a memorable spring for us.
Yes, I love it.
And enough about me. You went to your favorite town.
I went to my magical city, Montreal. Oh my God, missed you on my walks. Got
Yeah,
all my
I know.
steps
Well,
in.
I don't know if I would have joined you on those snowy ones. You really did it.
Yeah, I was not gonna let the weather like take me down. Like
I'm surprised you packed correctly.
I actually packed weirdly perfectly this time
I'm
for
impressed.
yeah, like I didn't actually like pack any like cute clothes. I feel like I just packed like my walking clothes to like get every step in I could. Yeah, it was beautiful. Honestly, when it snows in Montreal, it just like puts this magical.
It's true.
It's just everything is so beautiful anyway. And then when it's like that powdery, soft snow that comes down, it just like, yeah. So I was walking around with that. Yeah, I feel like I have like a song in my head as I walk around. I'm just like,
Totally.
taking in everything. So yeah, I got like 30,000 steps a day or something like that. Met the babies, the Evans babies.
So jealous.
They were so cute. It's one of those things where you don't believe it's real that your friends have kids until
Did you
meet
hold
the
one of
kids.
them?
No, I'm not there yet. I'm not that confident, but I also, I just was excited to be around
Well, there's
them.
2 of them. That's intimidating.
Yes,
so.
it was. Hung out with Jakey and Em. It was very fun. Ty and I went to park in Westmount, sushi. It's a very great sushi spot, very famous chef Antonio Park. And we sat at his chef's table, and we just talked to him the entire time, and it was like a dream. And Ty was just asking him all like the Top Chef type questions he has about just everything. So it was so good and so fun. I think I just hit all the spots, and I was there for 5 days, and I don't think I got anything done because it's just, you know what I mean? Like,
And I
just
saw
so
the
much to
Bernie
do.
Beignet mega donut for you
Shout
guys.
out Bernie Beignet. They are just our good friends. Tyler loves Bernie Beignet. It's a great donut spot in Montreal, and the
I
people,
think I introduced Tyler to Bernice.
you probably did, and then he just overstepped you, and
No,
it became
as he
his.
should have, because the boy likes his sweets. So
Yeah, it became his spot.
Yeah.
It was your spot, and then Ty was like, "No, this is my favorite spot."
no, it should be.
Yeah, so they delivered some donuts. We got to say hi to them, and they delivered some donuts for the Sharks guys to enjoy on the plane after the game, which was really cute and fun. And Ty got to like flex his cool knowledge of his spots in Montreal, which was cool. That was another funny thing too. Like all the young kids on this team, like we're just asking Ty all the like cool things to do in Montreal. Like where do we eat? What do we do? You know what I mean? So it was, we just
Like,
became
how
this-
long do you have? That's
Yeah,
what
how
he's
long do you
made for eating.
The game was fun too. Just seeing everyone,
You
seeing
guys won,
Caitlin.
didn't you?
We did, and it was
Yeah.
funny. I had a moment where Nick scored, and I like cheered, and I
Yeah.
was like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing here? But it was so fun to see everyone sat in the family room with Caitlin and a few of the other girls, and just love it there. We love Montreal. I walked by our spot last night where you and I first met on Mount Royal.
Or I know, looking right upon Beaver Lake.
Yeah, I walked there. It was pretty icy, but I still made the walk.
I'm very impressed, Kat.
Yeah, so sorry. I feel like we had completely opposite like flights home. I was like on a high, all excited. Got home late last night, and you were like, "I'm in hell."
I was in hell. Yeah.
Oh, one more thing. So I posted that picture of the craft dinner.
Oh, yeah. What was that about?
Got a lot of responses. A lot of people who knew why I was posting it. Craft dinner in Canada is so much better than it is here.
Yeah. Well, they don't have all the chemicals.
All the
in
chemicals.
It.
So that's
Yeah.
the thing. So that's why I wanted to explain it. I knew you knew this, so it was something we could talk about. If you look at the ingredients list between Canada and America, it's like a third in Canada. It tastes like real sharp cheddar cheese. It's just like amazing. So that's like the one thing I always bring home.
That's so funny.
I know. It's so good, but
But it's
anyway,
true.
It's the best. So yeah, if you're ever in Canada, make sure to get yourself some craft dinner to take home. So yeah, anyway, that
Awesome.
was our weeks.
Nice. Well, we're going to chat with Kylie McAvoy next. All things Olympics with her dad and her husband, what Charlie's like as a new dad, and all the things in between with his mouth injuries and what the dynamic is like between her dad and him. It's just such a fun conversation, and really just how they're so interconnected in this entire hockey sphere was so fun to connect the dots. So that'll be up next.
All right, welcome back to Never Offside. We are here with our very special guest, Mrs. Kylie McAvoy. She is the mom of baby Reese, wife to Charlie McAvoy on the Bruins and most recent gold medalist at the Olympics for Team USA. And she's the daughter of Coach Mike Sullivan of the Rangers and Team USA. So we have so much to talk about. Welcome, Kylie. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you both. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, so we, the world, just watched your dad and your husband win gold together for Team USA at the Olympics. Give us all the emotions. We need all of it.
It's still honestly like doesn't even feel real. You saying that gives me goosebumps, and I feel like it was something that like the whole time it was happening, I think all of us tried not to really think too much about, because it was almost like too much pressure if we like dove into it too much. So now that it's over and really taking it in that it's something that they did together and we were there and Reese was there, I don't know that I'll ever wrap my head around it, but just really proud of both of them. It was beyond what you could even dream.
I mean, I was wondering, like, are you a stat? Like, has this ever happened before?
No, I don't know. That's a good question. Because I've said to Charlie, like, there's so many people, like, there's so many brothers, there's so many, like familial connections in the NHL in general. I don't know that there's been another like father-in-law situation, but maybe we're the first, but I'm actually not sure.
Oh my God. So
They have
wild.
to be a stat.
Yeah.
So how was Milan? How was the setup? Just everything over there. How was it for you guys?
I mean, Milan is like beautiful. Everything that I heard before going there was that it's like the coolest place, and it really was. And after a very long flight with a 1-year-old, I was like, maybe we should have just stayed home. But once we got there, it was like everything I could have dreamed of. The setup was interesting because Team USA stayed in the Olympic Village, so we didn't see Charlie a whole lot. But I mean, we kept very busy. I think I walked the entire city like every day that we were there. I don't think I left one stone unturned,
Love
but
that.
it was beautiful and it was awesome.
So is your dad in the village as well?
No, so the coaches stayed at a hotel so that the trainers could stay in the village with the guys in case they needed anything. So happenstance, his hotel actually ended up being right next to mine, which selfishly I was glad because my mom was able to help me with the baby. So it worked out honestly as good as it could have. Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, so after the win, give us some behind the scenes with the girls. How
Oh my gosh. I mean, same thing. Like, it's so hard when you come together with a group like that so quickly, and everybody's coming from all over the place. And Charlie knew a lot of the guys on the team, like either from us being at BU or like the National Team Development Program. But I didn't know too many of the girls. But honestly, like as soon as they won, I feel like it's kind of a bonding moment for everybody. Like no matter what, you're just kind of you're in it together for life. So you very quickly make friends, and it was a really great group of girls and just over the moon. It was awesome. I wish we had more time to actually celebrate as a group because obviously it goes so quickly and everybody had to get back to where they came from. But for the small amount of time we had, it was awesome.
Maybe that's a future reunion moment.
Right.
I know. They like the guys keep talking about doing stuff this summer. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Nobody's talked about the girls doing something this summer, but if that doesn't happen, I might have to make it happen.
We're gonna start with your dad before we get into hubby. So how old were you about when he was playing?
Oh gosh. I was born in Calgary. He was playing for the Calgary Flames at the time, and I'm the youngest of 3. So my sister was born when he played in San Jose. So I was in it from day one, and it never really ended. And we're still here somehow. So.
Okay, so did we move around a lot after that, and any like memories as a kid with him as a player?
Yes, I was. It's funny, we were just talking about this last night with Bruins girls, but I was born in Calgary, and then he went to play for the Bruins actually for 1 year, and both of my families are from Boston, or both of my parents' families are from Boston, so they came back here for a year, and then he played for the Phoenix Coyotes at the time for the last 4 years of his career. And that I do have memories of being there. We have friends from Phoenix that we still talk about. It's funny. Jake DeBrusk's sister and I had like a combined birthday party on the team, and it like those are people that you. When Jake then obviously full circle played for the Bruins and his sister came to visit, I was like, oh my gosh, like
That's crazy.
you are just kind of connected for life. So that I definitely have memories of. And then as soon as he retired, he took a job with the Bruins as the coach in Providence, and then ended up getting the job in Boston. So it really never like, it kind of just like very seamlessly went from his playing career into his coaching career. So there isn't really a time that I've had in my life where he wasn't just like in the thick of it.
My gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then he won the cup in Pittsburgh, correct?
Yes. Yeah. In Pittsburgh in 2016 and 2017.
Okay, so any cup party memories, anything?
Oh gosh. Yeah. I was in college when that was going on. So
Wow.
what a wonderful
Perfect timing.
Yeah. To be at the peak of the partying.
Wow.
But the first year they won in San Jose, and we didn't go out there. It was just it happened so fast. He got the job in December. I was still in college. Me and my brother were still in college. My sister was working, so we all kind of just like celebrated back in Boston. But then the second year when they went to Nashville, we were in, my siblings and I and our significant others, even Charlie at that point, because he had just left BU and signed with the Bruins, but they were already out of the playoffs. So we all went to Nashville and like stuck out the entire thing. Like we were at
Oh my gosh.
every bar with all the Nashville fans, and it was like everything you could have dreamed of. I mean, if there's like a place to win the cup, Nashville was amazing.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's just a family celebration, Charlie included.
That seems to be the way it goes around here. Like, we just add more people as the years go on, but it was so fun.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and Charlie met at BU. So Julie and I were wondering, like, did we want to date a hockey player, or yeah, okay.
No, it's so funny. Like, my dad, after Charlie and I met, obviously, and I was like, listen, like, there's this guy, like, I think it's serious at this point. Like, my dad was like, are you kidding? Like, there's 16,000 people at BU. Like, you could not have found anybody else. And I was like, look, like, this literally hit me in the face. I wish it wasn't the case, but it is. I mean, you guys know, like, this life is insane, and I've seen it all from the start. And if you told me I would start it all over again, I would be like, you're crazy.
Well,
But
it seems kind of
here we are.
perfect. So
Yep, exactly.
when you started bringing Charlie around, I was thinking, like, what was your dad like? Like, was he a hard one to impress? Like, was he like giving Charlie the go around? What was that like?
He's my dad, I mean, Julie, I know you and Jeff saw a little bit of him. He's so serious when it comes to hockey. Like, he can, like, we give him such a hard time. I'm like, can you, like, crack a smile? Like, it's okay. Like, it's not that deep all the time, but he just, like, takes it so seriously. He takes so much pride in what he does. But around my family and, like, outside of hockey, he's so the opposite. And, like, I always say, if there's anybody that's hard to impress, it's my mom. It's not him. So I think he was just, like, happy that I was happy. And, like, Charlie has such an infectious personality. So he fit right in with my brother and my brother-in-law. And, like, it really was just seamless. And my dad is not as tough as he comes off. So
That's so funny.
it was not too difficult.
Okay, I love this reference of your mom, who was a former player's wife and coach's wife.
Yeah.
So how was she with him then?
She, like, I mean, when you're the person that holds it all together for so long, I think, like, you're protective of your kids. Like, she made it all happen for all those years, but she absolutely adores Charlie. And we talk about all the time how, like, my brother's wife and my sister's husband, like, we're all just such good friends and our personalities mesh so well. And she always said, like, this is what I prayed for. This is all I ever wanted, for my kids to meet people that love them. And, like, your friendship is so fun to watch. So it really, nothing about it was too tough.
Your mom is the best. I remember this one moment in Pittsburgh. I had just had Blake, so I had 4 kids. Blake was 6 months old, something, and I was sick. And your mom got wind of it somehow. She, like, dropped off cupcakes. She dropped off things for the boys, and she was, like, headed out of town to go, like, drive dogs back to Boston or something. And I'm just like, who is this angel of a woman that...
Oh my gosh. I think, like, there's something to be said for, like, when you've been there. Like, she always talks about, like, specifically when they played in Calgary, they were there for, like, the bulk of my dad's career. And she was like, it was just such a good group of girls that, like, relied on each other. And, like, we'd bring you guys over for dinner and, like, you'd all eat together and have baths and go home. And she was like, when you don't have anybody else around, like, these are the people that you have to lean on. So I think she just gets it. But it's funny. She's like, a bunch of people in Pittsburgh, they had been there for so long. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, we love a dog cameo.
Yeah.
Our, like, alarm just started going.
Oh God, I hate when that happens.
Oh, he's fine. Okay, it's fine. Like, that never happens. But they had been in Pittsburgh for so long. There's girls there now that she was, like, their kid's emergency contact at school. And she was like, I'm going to get, like, a van. Like, if anyone needs me. I'm like, you think all of these people are going to need you in the same day to be their emergency contact? But yeah, I think she just gets it. And I'm definitely lucky to have her now being back on this side of things.
Yes.
That's so cool. So now you and your mom are kind of like original 6 rivals.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. And my dad coached for New York as an assistant coach at one point. So, like, you kind of, I think when you move on from a team, you're like, okay, like, we're not a fan anymore. And then to be back there, you're like, okay, here we go again. Let me get back my Rangers stuff out. And
well, I love it. I love, like, when you post online, you, like, check the scores of, like, Rangers in Boston. And, like, when it's a good day, you're like, things are in line today. I love that.
Yeah. it doesn't always work out that way, but I try. And I try the Rangers and the Bruins, and it was the same when he was in Pittsburgh. Like, I swear they play on the same nights every single time. Like, there's not a day
Yeah.
that they're ever separated. So I'll be at Bruins games, checking the score on my phone or like flipping back and forth on TV. I try to keep tabs, but it's not always easy.
So how's the dynamic with your dad and Charlie when it comes to like the off and on? He's his coach of the Olympics, but then he's obviously
yeah.
against him. Like, how often can they talk? Do they talk hockey when they talk? Like,
Yeah, it's funny. Like, they don't talk hockey. Like, when we spend a lot of time with my parents in the summer, and like, I think at that point they're both just like, the last thing I want to talk about is hockey. And like, I almost feel like your brain just like switches to a different place. So, I mean, it'll come up here and there. If anything, like, my brother is probably the one that gets them both going talking about hockey. But
Leave that to a
I think
brother.
during the season, I think they both just have so much respect for each other. My dad thinks the world of Charlie, and I think now Charlie has a different appreciation for my dad and what he does, because obviously you don't get to see him do what he does unless you play for him. So I think it was a really unique opportunity that, you know, like, I've watched my dad do this for so long, and like, I know how hard he works, but it's really hard to explain that to somebody. So I think just even for me to have him be able to experience that was really special. So I think now he has even more of an appreciation for him than before.
sure, he gives some fatherly advice though when it comes.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm like in the background making subtle comments like, you don't need to mention like any of these things that you think. But no, I think it was all good. And like I said, no one even really talked about it. Like, we were in Italy, we had one dinner together. It was all of Charlie's family, my whole family, and it didn't come up once. Like, anything that had happened in the tournament so far, at the end of the dinner, Charlie just turned to my dad and was like, "Hey, like, when's pregame skate tomorrow?" And like, that was it. My dad was like, 10 a.m. see you tomorrow. Like, there was just no.
Wait, that's hilarious.
They are both really, really good about like, when we're together, like, it's because we're family, and outside of that, it's business.
Oh, that's
Charlie's famous quote is like, "Oh, I'm here for work." So
I'm here
they're
for
there
work.
for work, I
that's
guess.
so cool. Where
Yeah.
were you when you found out that both of them were going to Milan? Like, when did it click?
It was confusing because my dad had known that he was the coach like long before Charlie
Okay.
knew. And then I'm trying to remember. Charlie's been hurt so many times this year. I know it was after one of the times that he was hurt, Billy Guerin, the GM, called him and he was like, "Listen, like, you've been through so much. Like, I'm sure it's weighing on you that like this is coming up this year, and like, obviously you want to be a part of it. Like, we just want you to know, like, you're on the team." He was named one of the first 6 for Team USA, and like, I honestly don't think I've ever seen him that emotional. I think we've had a lot of conversations about like what it would mean to win a Stanley Cup in Boston, and I think a gold medal is it's either like right there with it or even like a step above, just because like he has always wanted so bad to play for Team USA. So I was just I didn't know. My dad is a vault. Like, he will not. We always joke like, I'm like, "You don't work for the FBI. Like, I'm not gonna like tell people anything if you tell me something." But he would never. So I had no idea. So I was just as surprised and excited as he
Oh my
was.
gosh! So how'd that family phone call go when you called your dad?
Yeah, I called my mom after. I was like, "Did you know?" And she was like, "No." I had no
Wow.
idea. And then like, my dad was in the background and I was like, "Did you know?" And he was like, "Yeah, obviously I knew." Like,
Oh
God.
my goodness.
What a secret to keep from your daughter.
I guess, yeah, thank you so much for nothing. But
Oh my gosh,
No,
just
I was
how
glad.
emotional all around. Like, having to keep that a secret and then your mom not even knowing. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
then she's like, "You didn't tell me?" And he's like, "No, I knew you would I knew you would tell her, so I don't tell you anything."
Okay, so what are Charlie and I'm going to call him Coach Sullivan because that's all I know him as.
ahead.
What are they doing outside of hockey together? Like, can we find them like fishing? What?
Golfing.
Golfing. Nonstop?
I like golfing, and then my dad's my parents have a boat. My dad fishes all summer, and so he tries to rally in my brother and Charlie and my brother-in-law for like the leave at 5 a.m. fishing trips. I don't think Charlie, ironically, my sister's husband's name is Charlie also, so
Wow.
if I reference him by first and last name, it's because in my brain I'm differentiating the two. But Charlie McAvoy is not a fisher, so he has not been roped into that quite yet. But he will golf anytime he asks.
I
You
love
guys'
that.
family reunions and weddings must be really fun.
It's crazy. And like it just keeps growing. My sister has 2 kids and now like we have Reese. Like I swear everywhere we go, I'm like, we can't have like a 20-person reservation. It's not. And now everyone's getting married. Like it's crazy.
How often do they golf in the off season together? Like how many times?
A lot.
Yeah.
Too much. Because my parents still come home to Boston for the summer. They live like 30 minutes south of us and we just stay in the city for the summer. So they're very available to golf with each other.
I love that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did get asked a lot about injuries. We're not going to go into them. Don't need to. But we did
Okay.
see that you had 2 nursing degrees, correct?
I do. Or I have a degree in nursing and then a degree in health science. So not, but yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm like, I wish I didn't know anything that I knew. And sometimes I'm like, thank God I know at least a little bit, but
I was going to say,
Yeah.
how much does that come into play when you're, with your reaction and how you can, help, I guess?
I think sometimes it does help because in moments like the other day when he chipped his 2 front teeth again and there's like blood on his face and X, Y, and Z, I'm like, okay, well, like I know it can't be anything like that crazy. But then other times like I go down the rabbit hole of like, okay, this is really scary. Like when the whole thing happened with him with his infection during Four Nations and I saw him for the first time when he came back to Boston, I was like, okay, like something's really wrong. And so, but like you're grateful, I guess, for like the little bit that you do know and like to be able to, I don't know, differentiate between like what's really scary and what's okay. But
Yeah.
it's definitely a blessing and a curse.
Well, also growing up in a hockey family too, you've seen so many things, I'm sure. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Injuries are not, unfortunately, not uncommon around here.
Okay, but I know we weren't going to talk about it, but his mouth, his poor mouth. Like, I know I messaged
mouth.
you when he got hit in Florida.
know,
I
you're
was
so
like
sweet.
freaking out because I was there. Or was I there? Were we there?
Yeah, it was in Florida.
And I messaged you like I got sick to my stomach. You're like I was about to puke. Like
I just like, aside from obviously like the medical side of things and like wanting him to be okay, it's just like getting so beaten when you're down. Like you finally, like, I mean, you guys both have been through it when like the guys get hurt. It's like, okay, you're finally back. Like I'm like, you can put it behind you. I'm playing again. Like you get the first game out of the way. And then like, I almost have like this pit in my stomach for like, we can't go backwards.
No.
Yeah.
Like I can't, it's so mentally difficult to come back from an injury and like to start that process over. And like I knew the Olympics were coming and like if there was for some reason he couldn't have gone to the Olympics, like I genuinely don't know what either of us
Right.
would have done. And like there's only so much I can say at this point. Like he's lost so many teeth and like is so uncomfortable. And before I was like, listen, like you always said you wanted braces, you never got them. Like now you can just get like all fake teeth. Your smile's gonna be great. Like you basically are like starting from scratch. And like now I'm just like, I'm so sorry. Like I don't even know
Oh my
what to say to you at this point. But
what's the status right
It's
now?
been
Are we
wild.
waiting till the off season to do all like?
yeah, I honestly don't even know what the plan is. I don't know. I know he's getting like a flipper with some fake teeth on them. I think he's missing everything on this side except for like 1 or 2 in the back. So, and then like where he actually has the scar is like still pretty numb on the outside because like obviously there's nerves there. So he like eating is like a whole debacle for him. So I feel I try my best to get creative or like if we order food, I'm like, okay, like what realistically makes sense for you at the
oh my
moment.
goodness,
But
right? Are you like blending
it's so
it up?
hard. That's like another nursing thing. When he like his jaw had healed from surgery, he was like, "Can you like feel my gums and like tell me what's going on?" I was like, "No, that is like so beyond my pay grade, and I am not feeling where you have no teeth. Like I just won't do that." He was like, "I thought you were a nurse." I was like,
Oh.
"This has nothing to do with me
Yeah.
being." A nurse.
Oh, you're so strong though. I can't even
Yeah.
it's hard for me to even talk about.
No.
Yeah.
No, I can't even
I
deal
know.
with when my kids lose teeth. I'm like, go to your dad.
Ugh.
I'm like, this is
Something about your mouth is just like especially really gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just like so much happening in there. Yeah.
So
Goodness.
what have you mastered making that he's like,
Yeah.
like
Honestly, salmon. Like he used to have
Soft.
chicken before for pregame meals. Salmon. Now I make him teriyaki salmon before games because it's like soft,
Yeah.
but still like it's not like a pureed food. So it's
Yeah.
at least it tastes good. But
Oh my
I feel like now I'm like a pro at teriyaki salmon.
We knew
Maybe
some
some-
guys that like when they had their mouths like wired shut, they would blend up like hamburgers in like drink.
Yeah, my mom tried to blend him a piece of deep dish pizza, and I was like, Mom, like, there's no way he's gonna eat that. And he came downstairs and he was like, I'll try. And like, he literally looked at it in a glass and was like, no, I won't try. Like, it's not
Oh
happening.
my
Right, her thought process was probably like the taste
Yeah,
is
he
good. The
was like, I
taste.
think it's like tomato sauce. It's like cheesy. I think it's okay. Like, I think it'll be fine. And I was like, no, Mom, like, no.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's so
You know,
sweet though.
we're very close with the Acharis. Noel plays in Pittsburgh now, and he texted Charlie after it happened because he had a very similar injury, and he was like, I just want you to know, like, the best thing blended is Chipotle. And Charlie was like, no,
No.
I won't be trying.
Oh my god,
that."
what type of like what like a
And like a burrito bowl, I
The
think,
best
like
thing.
in a blender.
what a
Yeah,
tip though.
I was like, I don't know.
what a tip. Like you know what I
Charlie,
mean? Like
Charlie got by for 6 weeks on like milkshakes and like protein shakes and soup.
yeah,
basically.
bone broth, stuff
Yeah.
like that, maybe.
Exactly. Like,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
exactly.
I mean, what a weird world to know that Chipotle blended would be the best. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like rock bottom. Like for you to end up in a place where you had to find out that Chipotle tastes good blended is like special.
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Oh
would
man.
have never known that though. So it's
No,
cool.
still don't know. We never tried,
Yeah.
so can't confirm or deny.
All right. Well, we'll go back to a fan question. We'll go out of all of
Yeah.
that type of stuff.
Are you so glad that we went down that path?
I mean, it's interesting stuff. It's like literally stuff
I
that
know.
no one else knows. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we had to ask.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. We did have a lot of fan questions about just the major differences between being a coach's daughter or player's daughter and a hockey wife.
Yeah, I do feel like you bounce back and forth. And something that I think I've realized more recently is like the management side of hockey, like the quote unquote like business side of things is very real and very different than I think what you see on the player side of things. And I think like obviously you see trades happen and guys get sent down, and obviously like there's unfortunate circumstances every day and like people end up in not ideal positions. And I think seeing like that side of it through my dad has given me like a little bit more of an appreciation for understanding like why some things happen the way they do, and like I guess having like a little bit more understanding. I also think it gives you an understanding for how hard the coaches work. Their schedule is really different than a player's. Like Charlie comes home from the rink on practice days like usually by 2:30 ish. Like my dad's on home till 6 or 7. It's like a regular 9 to 5. And if I visit my parents in New York, I barely see him. Whereas like if someone came to visit us here, you see Charlie in the afternoon or like in between morning skate and like game time on a game day. So I think it just gives you perspective on what everybody is going through. Like the coaches' wives in Boston, I'm like, listen, I get it. Like you guys are doing it too, and you're in the thick of it. So I'm grateful for the perspective, but from like a difference for me, it's not too crazy.
How often do you make that trip to New York?
I haven't been able to go a lot this year just after having the baby and then everything with Charlie, but now that they're a lot closer than Pittsburgh, I definitely try as much as I can. I actually think I'm going this weekend, so
Oh,
it's
nice.
easy when they're 2.5 hours door to door from Boston
Oh
for
my
me, so
gosh.
it's not hard to like make last minute decisions, which is nice.
so now Charlie is in his dad era. How
Yep.
has he been as a dad?
Oh, he's the best. And like, it's so funny. I was saying to someone, you know, when you're with them every day, like you miss the little changes. Like when the guys are gone for even a week, he'll come home and he'll be like, oh my gosh, like he looks so big, or like, I can't believe he's doing this now. And I'm just like, oh yeah, like, you know, like that happened 4 days ago or whatever. But like people always say too, like, does anybody ever tell you how much he looks like your husband? I'm like, yes, every day. People reminds me how much. But Charlie will come home and be like, he really does look like me. I'm like, okay. Thank you for telling me. I see him every day.
Yeah.
I know he looks like you. But he's the best dad. He like is such a kid at heart. I always said like he got along with the kids on the team so well, and I'm like, because he like relates to them
Right.
on a personal level. So he was made to be a dad for sure.
He was the funkle. Now he's the dad. So,
Exactly.
and then
You
this
just like cannot wait for him to hold a hockey stick.
oh, how long are we
I know.
waiting?
I was like, listen, if he wants to do anything else, like I'm done, but that will never happen around
Yeah,
here.
right. It's there's gonna be more to this story.
Exactly.
Grandpa and Dad have something to do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool mentors, though. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I know.
And then this,
I'm like, God bless them at a hockey rink someday together.
I mean, what a generational cool thing to
Oh,
witness.
I know.
And then,
It really is like, it's crazy.
sorry, this doggy that's been growling, and this was your firstborn.
I'm so sorry.
No,
Yeah, our
we
first
want to
baby.
see him.
You say hi.
Yeah.
Where are you?
My goodness.
Oh,
He is like, will not leave my side, especially like when Charlie's not here. He's like man of the house.
Oh
So
my gosh, I love it. What's
if
his
he's
name?
separated from me at all, I'll hear about it.
did you say Bruno?
His name's Otto.
Oh, Otto. Okay, I thought you were saying Bruno.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's cute though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The next one.
Cute. And how old is he?
He's 5 and so noisy. Like bulldogs they just like have to be heard.
He's really cute.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
We don't mind.
Thank you.
It's like the Calm app. Like I would fall asleep to that.
He like is. It's like white noise at nighttime. The other night he like wasn't in my room. Sometimes he'll wait by our front door if Charlie's not here, which is like really sad. But
Aw.
he was down by the front door and I was like, why is my room so quiet? And I was like, oh, I need my friend to come back up here.
Aw.
Yeah.
So sweet. We are toying with this new thing that we're going to try out, a new segment with some wives and their husbands. So can you whip out your cell phone if you're not on it?
Yes.
And text Charlie. Is he in the house or is he on the road? Where is?
No, he's in Montreal. I'm afraid he's asleep, but we'll see.
Okay, well, if
he'll-
you, yeah, that'll prove our segment's great or not. I don't know. Can you text him? What's your favorite thing about me?
Oh yeah, I love this.
We want to hear the raw, honest answers.
I'm gonna text Jeff
He's gonna be
too.
like, "You're
I want to
Charlie
hear
Hockey
this.
fan."
But we might start just doing this in our intros and outros ourselves and just like
Seriously.
texting them random
It
random
is.
questions.
At like our Bruins girls bachelorette party every year, we like have the guys answer a bunch of questions about the wives, and like the wives have to guess the answer, and it's like my favorite thing that we do all
Oh,
year.
well, love that.
love
Okay,
that.
great. So you're the perfect first person for our first time doing
I love
this.
it.
So that's great. So we'll keep talking, but if he chimes
okay.
in, just stop us.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going way back a little bit from everything we just talked about, but we want to know more about your wedding because it seemed like a grand BU royal wedding.
NHL,
I know.
BU.
Yeah.
It really is crazy because it was like such a hockey affair, obviously, because all of Charlie's friends are hockey related. Like all of my family now is hockey related. And then obviously Charlie plays in Boston. We met here. My family's from here. Like I couldn't have had a small wedding if I literally, even if I wanted to. So it was exactly what I thought it would be. It was insane. It was insane.
Any stories of your dad and all the players? Like, how was that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing was his speech. Like he really is like so emotional, and I like the way that the room was laid out, he had to stand behind me to give his speech, and he was like, I like said to him after the wedding, I was like, oh, I'm like kind of bummed I didn't get to like see you. And he was like, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. He was like, not having to look you in the face was like truly like how I made it through that speech. But like there were so many hockey people there, and like I think listening to him be like a different version of him than what they've seen was really fun.
That's funny.
That's
I would
awesome.
love to hear that speech.
Yeah.
Did any other hockey players make any speeches?
No, there was no speeches, but I'm sure you guys have seen the video of Brad Marchand and Patrice Bergeron basically taking over our dance floor with their own
Oh yes.
choreographed number, which was everything and more.
Wait, elaborate. Did you know this was
So
coming?
I think the story is for like their rookie party or something one year, they learned Charlie Coyle and Danielle, poor Danielle, she's such a saint, but they learned Charlie Coyle and Danielle Coyle's like wedding like dance choreography, so they like have known it by heart, and so they performed that at my wedding.
What?
Oh my God.
I honestly really don't understand why that ever happened, but again, poor Danielle, she is literally like an angel sent from above. And she was there. So she was probably like,
What?
this is
So
great.
they were kind of trolling their dance at your wedding.
Yes, they were just like, I think they were doing like skits or something for a rookie party, and like that's what they decided to do. And then it just like stuck. So everybody cleared the dance floor and they performed for all of
At a
us.
total surprise to you and Charlie.
Oh, yes. Like complete surprise
Wait, that's
Was it good?
hysterical.
Too shallow.
Was it good?
by Lady Gaga.
Was it like was it well executed in your mind?
It was very well executed. Like Brad is like the perfect bride. Like he's got like the height difference. It was like they really were a match made in heaven. So it worked out perfectly.
Wait, this-
I was actually really impressed. They like had lifts. There was like it was very well done.
Okay, I didn't know the backstory, so that's actually
Yeah.
That's
really-
hysterical. Wait, but
I
also
know.
Brad had like a little hand in y'all's engagement too. Is that?
Oh yes. Yes. Oh my god, I actually forgot about that. We were in Capri when we got engaged before Tuukka Rask's wedding in Lake Como. We were just like decided to go on vacation, and I had no idea that we were getting engaged. I actually like very much convinced myself that it wasn't happening because we were there for like another
Right.
wedding. I was like, there's no way. And I was like, oh, he'll want like my family to be there. Like this is never when it would happen. So then Charlie and I were leaving. They stayed at the same hotel as us, and we were leaving to go on a boat tour. And Brad is like in the lobby, like in like a tank top, and he's like, Charlie, like I need to talk to you about something. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And so I like felt so weird. I was like, I'm gonna go like get cash from the ATM to like tip the boat driver, like whatever you two need to talk
Yeah.
about. Like why don't you figure that out before? So I after the fact I found out that he was like, we did this same boat tour, like this is where you need to do it, like tell the boat driver this is where you're stopping, like there's like it was like the Faraglione rocks if I'm not mispronouncing it, but he was like, you have to stop there and you kiss underneath it, and like that means that like you're gonna be in love forever. And he was like, tell the boat driver like this is where you're going. So he like mapped out our whole boat tour, and Charlie like after the fact was like, yeah, like Brad said that this would be a great spot.
Wow.
That's so thoughtful and beautiful of
Yeah,
him.
so romantic.
Way to go, Brad.
Yeah, you wouldn't know, but deep down he's quite the romantic.
He's the best. It's
He is the
been so
best. We love
fun
them.
getting to know them this year.
They're the
That makes
best.
it even. Oh my gosh, I
So
love that
sweet.
story.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
was dead set on telling Charlie.
I guess Katrina told me after the fact that I guess he like mentioned like, oh, I think it's like happening now. And Katrina was like, wait, what? Like they're going on that same boat tour? And she was like, go downstairs right now and tell him like this is what he needs
Oh,
to
so
do.
she-
So Brad like scurried downstairs to tell Charlie.
I love that.
I don't know why the visual of him in the tank top too in the lobby.
Yeah, the tank top like really is what sticks in my mind for some reason, because I was like, where are you going? It's like 8 a.m. and why are you down here in a tank top?
I love it.
Yeah, that
Team
adds.
Marchand for the win. For the win.
Yes,
They are
always,
the
always.
best.
They
Would
are.
you say they're like some of your closest hockey friends, probably?
Definitely, yeah. And I think like you just spend that many years with somebody, you're bound for life. So they're stuck with us for sure. We love them.
Sweet. It's awesome.
Any memories of your dad's best friends, like from hockey career or coaching?
Yeah. Well, ironically, my dad played in college with David Quinn, who now is on his coaching staff in New York and was on the Olympic coaching staff, and he was Charlie's coach at BU. So, like, full circle moment, same thing. Like, when I started dating Charlie, I obviously had known him for years before, and he was like, "Are you kidding?" I'm like, "I know," but he also loved Charlie from the start. So, I think if there was anybody, he was happy that it was him.
That's so cool. Sometimes
But,
on the
yeah.
show we need like a spreadsheet or like not a spreadsheet, like
yeah,
yeah,
Literally. Like my life, if I try very hard, like when I meet people to like if we get there to simplify it as much as possible, and it's like really not even in the cards. Like I'm just like, sit down, like let me try to
yeah,
But,
explain
here's
like,
my
it-
family tree.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
it makes it even more like
Yeah.
everything you just talked about. Though it makes it even more special knowing there's even more dynamic in there and
Oh, yeah.
connection and
Oh, yeah.
like oh gosh, it's so deep rooted. I'm
It is so deep rooted. And even like John Tortorella, my dad coached with him for like a decade plus probably, in Tampa, New York and Vancouver. And he was on the Olympic staff and met Charlie, and he was at my sister's wedding. So like you meet all these people in like hockey. it's such a small world, and like there's so many people that know each other, and it is really special, but for us especially because it becomes very intertwined very quickly.
I love that. That's so
Yeah.
cool. So you must have known
Yeah.
just so many people in Milan. Like honestly, like
Oh, so many. Like so many, truly. Everywhere we turned, I was like, wow, haven't seen you in a while.
And sorry if you said this in the beginning when we were talking about it, but how many people did you personally, your family, have there?
So we had, let me think about this. It was me and my siblings, so 3, their significant others, 2 more, my mom, my sister's 2 kids, and then my dad's brother, his wife, and their kids came.
Oh.
So, and then my brother's wife's family all
Oh my
came,
gosh.
and then like Charlie's whole family. So honestly, I think our dinner reservation that one night was like 16,
Oh my gosh.
and we were missing a few.
Wow.
So
Do we have a golden group family photo that we took?
honestly, no.
Oh.
It was really hard. It was really hard because like when you win the Stanley Cup and you go out on the ice and like that's when everyone would be together. This was like a little different. And then after the fact, the coaches and the players were like still really divided. So the only one, I was like running back and forth up the hallway from like where the players came out after the game to like where the coaches came
Oh
out
my
after the
gosh.
game, and I was like trying so hard to be in 2 places at once, but I was at the rink for like 2 hours later than I needed to be because I was trying to make sure I saw everybody. But
Oh,
yeah.
that's so cool. So they don't bring the families on the ice during the Olympics, like afterwards?
No, we just like saw them. There was like an NHLPA like family room, and they just like the guys came out, and then every country had basically it was like a headquarters, and Team USA's was called the Winter House. So there was like an after party at the Winter House, but my parents were only there for like an hour because the coaches had like another separate event that they had
Oh, okay.
planned. So yeah, honestly there wasn't like a great opportunity, but looking back, I don't know why we didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Like you're just like so in the
Yeah.
moment, and like everyone was spread out.
Yeah,
but-
sometimes even at Worlds, I remember when Ty won,
Yeah, it's hard.
they couldn't bring us down for some reason. Like there was just too much going on.
no.
Yeah.
Charlie came over, and like I was able to hand Reese down to him, like he was down on like the ice level, but that was like the only thing that was even close to like
Well,
being
that's
down there.
that's
Yeah.
a lovely moment though.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna wrap things up with some quick hitter questions. Unless he's
Yeah.
texted you back, and unless he's not
No.
sleeping right now.
It's for
I have a
sure
feeling.
pregame nap. It's for
He's
sure
napping.
pregame
Yeah,
nap
for sure.
time.
It's
We need to
1:50,
plan
and
out-
he's like
Mhm.
a napper.
Yeah.
Like there's no skipping.
Yeah.
him.
No,
So-
I have one of those too.
Yeah, same. We
Yeah.
should probably plan out this little game with the time of
Yeah.
game days and stuff. I think that would make more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you two watching right now?
Oh, we just finished Bridgerton, which was like I made Charlie watch it, but the 4th season was actually so good. And then he's watching. What did he just start that he was like, you have to watch it? Oh, I guess there's like a new Game of Thrones like spin-off that he's trying to get me to watch, which because I made him watch Bridgerton, I'll probably have to watch.
It's a fair trade.
Also, everyone's talking about that dinosaurs show on Netflix.
I do wanna start
I
that.
think that might be in the future. So
I want to start that for sure.
yeah, we were kind of laughing about it when we saw like the commercial, but now everybody is saying it's like so good. So maybe we'll watch
Yeah,
that.
kind of
I
seems like a
live under
bed
a
rot type
rock.
of.
Exactly. Like that's exactly what I
Yes.
need.
I need to go look all these things up. I'm the worst TV watcher.
Well,
too
Bridgerton,
much.
her making Charlie watch Bridgerton is pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's very
Honestly,
girly.
like at the beginning he's like, okay, like dragging his feet, and then by the end he's like, did you see that this happened?
He ended up
It's
liking it more than you did,
amazing.
probably. That's funny.
Exactly.
So funny. What is the funniest quality about Charlie?
Oh, that's a really hard one. He just like he's so unserious. Like he does not have a serious bone in his body. Like he has the ability to make any situation funny. Everything about him is funny. I honestly can't even name one.
That's perfect.
Right now it's his
Yeah.
teeth.
Oh, oh,
Poor guy.
I know.
Okay, favorite family activity together now that you're parents.
Honestly, we just moved to a like different part of Boston than we lived in before, and like it's so nice to just like walk around here. So like we'll walk to the aquarium, which is like awesome in Boston, and then like get lunch, walk back. That's like my favorite thing to do on an off day.
That's lovely.
We love the Boston
Yeah.
Aquarium as well.
Yeah, it's like it's so cute and like perfect. Like Reese loves just like looking at
Yeah.
everything there, so it's a good place to go.
What is your favorite date night and who plans it?
Oh, it's me, and it's always food related. There's a Greek restaurant in Boston that actually is like on our block now, and I'm obsessed. So like anytime he has a day off and we're going to dinner, I'm like, oh, that's where we should go. He's like, okay, again, but it's so good. We both love it. Or like an omakase sushi situation.
That's nice. So you just moved. Wow.
I know.
During
yeah,
season.
it's been quite the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just add that to everything.
Yes.
Do you have a hidden talent or something you're way better at than Charlie?
I can play the piano, and my family, my dad included, fun fact, is like very musically inclined. It's like
Really?
something that nobody knows.
Wow.
So I would say that, I guess. But Charlie's sisters are also they're like amazing singers. So,
Okay, favorite concert you two have been to together?
oh, we went to Coldplay this summer and it was amazing. And it was also the same concert where that whole viral
Oh,
scandal
right.
happened.
You were
Yes.
there?
So, yes, it was, and it was so funny because after it happened, Charlie was like, "Look that up. Like, that has to be going viral. Like, that was insane." And I was like, "No, it wasn't that crazy. Like, I guarantee you, like, you are thinking so much more of this than like anyone else is." And he was like, "Look it up." I was like, "No, I'm not doing that. Like, it was not that crazy." And then next thing you know, we got home and it was like everywhere.
That's
Whoa.
wild.
But aside from that, the concert itself was like actually so incredible.
So Charlie sensed scandal before.
He did. It's the Bridgerton. He just like because
the
he knows what to look for.
And he was like, that guy ducked way too fast.
Yeah.
Like, that was.
He was like, that was so suspicious. I was like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I like gaslit him so hard, and then he was
That's
like,
hilarious.
What was your apology when you found out that it was.
I was well. Then like I didn't even have to look it up. We just got home, and I was like on my phone, and it was everywhere. And he was like, "I told you." Like I know you're right.
Wow.
That's great.
You're not
Bridgerton.
getting anything by him.
He just knew. He can smell a scandal from a
Wow.
million miles away.
That's
Has
amazing.
he ever talked about this? That he was there?
Yeah, it comes up. I feel like every time we talk about it, he's like, "Remember when you said it wasn't a big deal?"
Oh my gosh.
Like, yes, I remember.
What a part of history you guys were. That was.
I know, seriously. It was us and actually two other guys and their wives on the team, and same thing. Like, he was like, "Did you guys look it up?" And they were like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, clearly I'm like out to lunch."
That's amazing. Jesus.
So funny.
Yeah. But the concert itself was
Yeah.
great.
That's hilarious. Okay, bucket list vacation spot.
Charlie is a big surfer in the summertime, so he always wants to go to Hawaii. It's just so far from Boston.
Big
So
surfer, piano player.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have
Yeah.
musical stuff yet, but maybe.
yeah, no, maybe he does, and I just don't know yet. But yeah, surfer. So he always has wanted to go to Hawaii, but it's just far from Boston. I think if we do it, it would have to be like very well planned in advance. But for me, I feel like we've been to a lot of the places that I've wanted to go. I mean, London is like my favorite city in the world. I
Same.
absolutely love it there. And Charlie, we've never been there together. So I think for me, that would be like my next one that I would want to do.
Did he grow up surfing in Long Island?
Yes. Weirdly, Long Beach, New York is like a huge surfing community. His dad is like an amazing surfer and all of his friends from back home. So
Okay.
Reese will probably be on a surfboard at the same time as hockey skates.
Wow.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
That's
Wow,
very
so we've
cool.
got watery options, ice or
Yeah.
ocean.
Whatever floats your boat, we got it.
Finally, before we let you go, what was sweeter, watching your dad win a cup or watching him win a gold medal?
I feel like I'm gonna probably get some heat for this, but I think a gold medal. Number one, obviously, Charlie was involved and like Reese was there, and to someday be like, you watched your grandpa and your dad win a gold medal together is like just unbeatable to begin with. But at the same time, like, I think a gold medal, your whole country is behind you. Like, people who don't watch hockey watch the gold medal game.
Right.
Like, the Olympics are just like a totally different level, whereas like a cup is like so big in the hockey world. But if you're not a hockey fan, like, I don't think it means as much. I think like a gold medal and being an Olympian is just like a different level of respect that comes from more people. So I think that makes it a little bit more special. But for me, obviously, personally, it was just a really different situation.
Just your whole family, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, it couldn't have been better.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Kylie, we have loved getting to chat with you. You are such a light and
both.
so fun to hear more about your story and the whole hockey intertwining world that you have grown up in and now are living yourself. So we appreciate it. And
Of course. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Just
so lovely to talk to you.
so fun.
Julie's probably going to make one of those Venn diagrams for us
I
to-
am.
Seriously, text me if you need
Yeah.
help, because I honestly might have to sit down and draw it myself. Like,
Yeah, we might include that in one of our posts. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. It was so great getting to know
of course,
you.
thank
Alright.
you guys.
Insane. Learned so much. Like so much more than just you could even read about.
I know. We definitely have to do one of the diagrams of like their connectedness
That was
through
wild.
hockey. I just loved getting to hear her story and her side of it. I feel like her husband is so prevalent in the news as of late. And then obviously her dad is who he is. And just that is so, unconfirmed, never offside stat. But that connection,
Yeah, we tried
father-in-law,
tried to see if that was a stat. We don't know, but I mean, it's got to be something like
it
that.
has to
Like,
be whatever. It's something for us. So I just so lovely to hear, her side of it and, for her mom, like how her mom lived it and just, I don't know. She was just so articulate and beautifully spoken.
The blended Chipotle thing was wild.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I kind of can see.
Well, I guess the blended pizza thing, though, too, like, I kind of understood it. Like, if you're missing a taste, I guess. Like, if you're missing pizza, like, maybe.
Yeah. I
I don't-
mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like, my question is, what liquid are you adding to these to, like, get them in a,
Yeah, I didn't think
are you
about
doing
that.
water? Are you doing
Broth?
broth? Are you doing,
Yeah.
I don't know, are you doing, like, milk for pizza?
Ah. I feel like that's.
I don't know, like, for the pizza with the cheese, don't you think?
Yeah. No, I see where you're going with
Don't
that.
you think milk makes most sense for pizza?
Well, that's what you put in a like craft dinner, back to craft.
Right?
I don't know. I really don't know.
It's really gross, but hey, I'm wondering.
Things
I'm
we never
wondering
thought we'd
these
talk
things.
about, and we're here.
Yeah.
That'll be a follow up question when we post tomorrow. We'll be like, by the way,
Yeah.
what'd your mom put in the pizza?
I would love to know. Maybe it was just water, but I feel like that would
Yeah, that's
not
wild.
make it taste. Anyways,
Yeah.
we
Wow.
will wonder.
Yeah, we'll wonder forever on that one, I guess. But just cool that she grew up in hockey and now she's
Yeah.
in it for life.
Yeah,
Like,
and the surfing fact that was, I was like, what? That
he
was,
seems like he had a few more. Like I think if we had like longer to talk, maybe we would have unlocked some more about her and him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the piano, the surfing. Like we were like.
I mean, we need
what
Mike
else?
Sullivan on the piano. We need to see some hidden footage of him just like going off at like a family gathering or something.
Yeah, no. Like honestly, after like winning the gold medal, did he like
Yeah.
jam at the what's it called, Winter House?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would have been amazing.
So great. Love talking to her. Love getting to know her. We both hadn't met her in person, so that was cool. Just to hear all that. So, there's a special birthday today. I know this is airing Wednesday, but today is St. Patrick's Day, and it's Will Smith's 21st birthday. So, happy birthday, Will. That's a big one.
Yeah.
And we love your family so much. Julie included, who now knows your fam.
I know your fam. I
They
took the
just-
picture of the 20 plus deep crew
feel
they
like it was
had here
more
in
than-
Florida.
More
Oh.
than 20.
I mean, 20 plus. Yeah. It was
Well, they
crazy.
just played before we were in Montreal. They played in Boston, and it was like it had to have been like 60 people in the Smiths family there.
I just
like,
don't even. Well, 21.
21.
Big boy.
happy birthday, Will. That's
I'm dying the NHL posting him in his little leprechaun outfit.
I know, but you know what's funny? The NHL didn't say like "Happy Birthday, St. Patty's Day." Like it didn't
Yeah.
say "Happy Birthday." It was just like Will in a leprechaun outfit as a child. So
I mean, do they even know?
that it's
Well, they
also
would know. I guess they should know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw fans commenting happy birthday on that post, so I'm not sure if you were just like supposed to know. Like,
Yeah, that's so funny.
I don't know, but it was adorable. Gosh, Colleen, like that's so funny. Like, of course, she would have the best
Hilarious.
costumes for her kids. But anyway, yeah, happy birthday, Will. Next week, see you next week. We are planning more guests, so again, hit up our DMs. We love to hear who you want to hear from. Right, Jules?
Yeah. Sorry. I'm like, feel like my fever is breaking right now.
All right, well, I'm going to let you go to sleep. So,
Yeah, I have 40 minutes to sleep before I go get the rest of the kids.
all right, sleep tight.
Yeah, thanks for listening this week. Sorry I look and sound like hell, but that's what you get
You
for
look great.
this day. And yeah, go listen to past episodes and appreciate you guys listening once again.
Yep, see you next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.